painting was a whole spectacle of events, man. Painting is such a, you think it's easy and it sounds, I mean, it's pretty simple and straightforward, but like it's just that the execution is very, very difficult. And so it
Hmm.
ended up working out pretty well. But like we spent the entirety of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday pretty much thinking about it and like doing it.
Mm.
Like Friday, we just spent the evening, probably like 4 or 5 hours, like trying to figure out some stuff on the wall. We were like, okay, like, do we need to like peel it off? Like, what do we need to do? Like, there's some gunk on it. And like,
Mm.
at the end, it didn't end up mattering. But then on Saturday, we ended up running a little bit later because they were closing off roads for the marathon.
Yeah.
Sunday morning when we had to go back, they closed all the roads. Me and Tay couldn't get in because the roads were all closed. Like the people were running the marathon, they wouldn't let us pass because there's like a million people passing by every second.
Yeah.
And then like we got there late on Sunday and then we basically stayed until like early afternoon. Tay actually ended up staying and painting by himself for like 4 or 5 hours while me and Jimmy went off to do prep and then we had to go to get food photographs taken. When Jimmy and I completed that, then we had to go back to the food stall and then finish the rest of the painting with Tay. So like essentially today I woke up also because we had interviews this morning. So I was like, I'm gonna go and do interviews, but like both of them didn't show up again. So like I was at the food stall from like, 9 until 11 and then I came home and I've basically been resting pretty much since then. But yeah, I mean it's rough. It's rough going. But and then
Mm.
we have an event happening Wednesday morning, and so we're essentially gonna just pre-make those rolls tomorrow and then just put them in the fridge because there's just no way we're gonna wake up at 2 in the morning and then try to do that shit again, especially for an event like this. And so
Mm.
yeah, man, it's a grind.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of labor, especially with the painting thing.
We think, I mean, it's worth it for sure. I mean, the place looks so different. We're very happy with how it turned out. But painting is just, it really is such a trust the process kind of thing. Um, just because, like, it just, it looks like shit at the beginning, especially because when you're trying to color from a dark color to a white color,
Mm.
you have to trust the process. And like, we ended up doing three layers, basically, 3 layers plus a couple layers of primer, and like, looks great now. But, and I'll show you pictures later. But like, yeah, you really have to trust your process and like just like keep your head in the game.
Yeah. No, I definitely saw the marathon kind of make a lot of congestion in the city as well. So probably worse for you since you're in the middle of it.
Yeah, I just all the things that did not want to go well did not go well, and then we ended up having to rent a few things from Home Depot, and then like I forgot to return it because we were so busy, and like
Mm.
it's just like this execution thing is just so hard. All the details that you have to think about, the things that we ended up forgetting, the things that made us late, like. You think about the operational side of things and like essentially it's nothing crazy, but you just have to think about like, okay, like if it takes me 10 minutes to do X, like we ran out of paint yesterday. So we're like, okay, we have to stop by the paint store, but that means that somebody
Oh.
has to go there for 35, 40 minutes,
Mm.
go there, take the paint, wait for the paint to be mixed, and then take it back to where they need to go. It's like another 4:30, 45 minutes where they can't do anything.
Mm.
When you have a team of three and you don't want to afford to get like a team of whatever, it's like that's another roadblock that essentially that was one of the reasons why we ended up being late 30, 45 minutes. And then you realize you weren't ready to take the food photographs because you didn't have cucumbers and you didn't have cheese. And so now I have to go to Target, stop by Target, grab cheese and cucumbers. Only takes another 15, 20 minutes, but like now I'm 15, 20 minutes behind schedule, right? So
Mm.
it's like all those things at once. And then you're just like, well, holy fuck, now no wonder I'm late to everything and no wonder I'm stressed out of my mind, right?
Yeah.
Like what else am I missing? So,
Hmm.
you know, um, yeah, they're all a part of the process. I think, we'll get through it today. There's a couple emails I still have to send out. There's a lot of things in motion. We're getting our equipment in tomorrow. The kimbap machine
Ooh,
is coming in from Korea.
exciting.
So a lot of sort of, a lot of cool stuff happening. We'll have to set all that up, see how it feels. But yeah,
Well, wow. So does that mean now the stall has a new paint job done? Are there any equipments inside there now, or just the painting's done?
just the paintings then, but we will tomorrow. We will actually get a lot of stuff in tomorrow.
Wow, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
So the past few days, I'm guessing, was just a whole lot of just everywhere. So does that mean you were doing the paint job and then you also had some orders coming in from like an event or something?
No, we didn't have any orders, but we had to make each of our rolls for the food photographs. So like
Mm-hmm.
we basically had to prep again for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow, or sorry, Wednesday, we have an actual pop-up event in the morning for like a company. And so we're only making like 60 rolls or so, but we
Mm-hmm.
essentially have to get that ready. But now instead of trying to wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning to get that set up, instead what we're gonna do is just tomorrow night we're just gonna make them and then we'll cut them on Wednesday morning.
Ah, I see. I see. Well, I mean, that's another problem solving right there. But yeah, no, you kind of underestimate how much that adds on with like two, three things happening at the same time and
Always.
unexpected. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So does that mean you guys are on the stage? So it seems like it's 2 or 3 weeks into the launch. After the paint job, what do you see on your schedule?
Yeah, so a lot of it is like logistical things. Like we have to get Toast, like the POS system set up. We have to put our menus up.
Hmm.
Uber Eats on Toast. We have to give the menu up to Sterling. Digital signage is a big thing for us. So we're in the works of trying to figure out how do we get our signs and where do we get our signs from.
Hmm.
We also have to figure out like no, the major pieces of equipment are in, but like what about the little things, right? Like what about
Hmm.
like all the scoops and all the little ice cream scoops or like the like the Ziploc bags we might need, or the foil, or like the gloves, and like all the miscellaneous things. It's like, what are we missing, and where do we need to go get it? I think that's what's probably up on our agenda. Probably next week. This week, I think is more about like, okay, getting everything else in order.
Hmm. So are you guys kind of strategically taking it by week, 1 week at a time? So like this
Yeah,
week we want to get more of the, structural, like putting the equipment and setting things up. Next week, I guess more of that equipment and moving on from there.
yeah, it's exactly right. I think we're taking it sort of week by week, almost viewing it as sprints, kind of, trying to
Mm-hmm.
understand like what is it that is going to give us the most lead time, and like what do we need to prioritize this week
Hmm.
ASAP. Like as an
Hmm.
example, some of the smaller equipment pieces was just not a priority for us this past week. It's like you don't even have the big pieces of equipment, and how are you going to know what you're going to need versus not need?
Yeah.
So those little things I think is just going to have to come as we start rolling and as we start learning the space and trying to make it work.
Hmm.
Um, but like things like Toast also like we basically didn't get integrated into until like late last week. So that is something that we'll have to prioritize as we go on. We just finalized our pricing.
Hmm.
And so now we actually have a pretty set menu and like what we're going to sell. But like before we didn't. And so now that
Hmm.
we have everything, now we can kind of sort of, move forward, whereas before it just didn't happen. So I think it's just trying to think a little bit more strategically about like what is it that we can accomplish this week versus what do we not, like, what can't we?
Hmm.
And then how do you prioritize that so that you actually can get the things that you need to get done in order to set yourself up for next week?
Hmm. Hmm. I'm curious to know. I know you kind of explained about how Tay and Jamie and yourself have kind of distributed the roles and kind of focus areas. I'm curious if that has any shift over time now, or since that you call these sprints that are happening right now, are everyone kind of pitching in to make that decision? For example, like if it's equipment or like location or small
Yeah.
things.
I will say, like, there are so many decisions that need to be made that for the most part, we
Hmm.
usually like I will make the decision if I'm the one that's like doing it, or I will ask that somebody else just take the lead on it.
Hmm.
Essentially, it just becomes like there's just too many decisions to be made
Yeah.
where I can't feasibly know what's right for all of them or like be involved. And so I think we sort of
Hmm.
take on the ownership of taking on certain things. Now, I will say there's a caveat of like if there's things we don't know or aren't sure of, or if we feel
Hmm.
like this is a big decision that needs more input, like we usually confirm with everybody else. And usually for the
Hmm.
most part, it's like as long as it's unreasonable, right? It's like it's pretty much a go. But
Hmm.
there are some times where like it's not like a one or it's not like a one's better than the other. It's like a one or two. It doesn't really matter what we choose, but we have to choose one. It's like in those cases, I think we do come together and we're like, okay, let's think about what makes more sense.
Hmm. Hmm. Since you talked about like decision making and can't imagine probably like how many decisions, especially you have to go through each day. But I'm just curious since like it's in the early stages of kind of getting everything together. For example, even when we're thinking about buying paint or even kind of what you talked about, like gloves or zipper bags. Yeah, if you could share like, oh, in those kind of decisions, do you kind of think about more of the um, the price of it or quality? Um,
No, it just
and
honestly, it just becomes like it's just like that's a good example of the painting thing. I literally just did a bunch of research online,
yeah.
and I was just like, I'm just gonna get whatever it is. Like pricing wise, like no matter what we get is gonna be cheaper than trying to hire somebody else.
Mm, mm,
For the most part, because we want it to last, because we want to do a good job of it while we have the space that is open.
mm,
We ended up going with some of the nicer options for that. It was just I like made all the decisions. I didn't care. Like I was, obviously I talked to a lot of people about it. Like I talked to the painting people. I like went to like three or four different paint shops, right? Like the
hmm
Sherwin-Williams is what we ended up going with, but like there's another
hmm
one, it's like ACT Leak or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
There's that one. There's people at Home Depot that know what they're doing. There's also another one called PPG. I went to Ace Hardware. I literally visited five different shops to like get an idea of like, okay, is there anybody here that's like actually sensible and knows what can I talk to them and like, do they have different kinds of equipment? Like I put in a lot of effort
Uh-huh.
to make sure that we sort of knew what we're doing. And
hmm
even then, it still took us probably five times the amount of time that we thought it was going to take. Like, and initially I was just like, okay, Friday we do X, Saturday we do X, and then,
hmm
for Saturday we do Y, and then Sunday we do Z.
hmm
It ended up just being it's just like Friday you spend 5 hours doing it instead of the 2 hours I'd planned, and then Saturday you spend
hmm
6 hours doing it instead of the three that you had planned. And the Sunday is
hmm
basically a whole day endeavor with three people. I mean, it was insane.
hmm hmm
And then I had to like go back to the paint shop because I ran out of paint. So it just goes to show it's like the immense amount of effort that it takes to even just get close is insane. And then even if you do it that much of effort, like you have to realize it's not gonna be good enough. So then you have to be flexible. So
Wow. Wow. That sounds very real.
it's life.
Hmm. Hmm. Kind of looking back, do you feel like a lot of these, let's just say, delays that happen throughout the process, do you think it's more of your team underestimating maybe how long it takes, or is it that maybe there are these unexpected hiccups, maybe in decision making, or um, maybe actual just roadblocks that happen during the day? Like, how would you kind of categorize them if you look back?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably both. And I guess and what I mean by both is like for the first part about, us sort of underestimating the time. Like realistically, I think there's also a constraint of time, right? Like like Jimmy has his own job right now. Like for me, I'm basically limited in sort of the hours that we have in a day. Tay's the same way.
Hmm.
There are lots of things that require a lot of effort, but for us, we can't put 100% effort into every little thing that we do. We just don't have that much time or effort or or energy to be able to do that. So
Yeah.
the point is like, where do we best allocate our time and where can we afford to give 50% effort and get 50% results? Like that it's just the way that it has to be. Like if I had all the
hmm
time in the world to figure out how to do a perfect paint job
Yeah.
and like 3 weeks to do it, then I probably would have, maybe done a marginal, but again, it's like one of those things where if I put, it's like the 80-20 rule in consulting, right? You put in 20% of the effort, you get 80% of the results. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's that saying, but it's something similar where I think we have to start being a little bit more efficient.
Mm.
And then there's also obviously like there's always going to be roadblocks. Like that's just how life works. Like you think you remember everything, somebody makes a mistake, or there's just something that just you just can't anticipate. That's so you always buffer in time. You always buffer in extra costs for that.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, no, I'm kind of imagining it in my head how difficult that would be, just because when you think about like, this is you and Jimmy's kind of endeavor. You wanted to make it right from the start, so you kind of think about these, different aspects of like, oh, is it going to last longer, or like, oh, how about the price? But then at the end of the day, there's so many things happening all at once that like, what, like someone just make the decision, just move on so we can do the next. So.
Yep, that's exactly right. It's a fight for time. It's a
Yeah.
fight for time and your energy.
Yeah. No, I think decision fatigue is real, and that like sometimes, it seems like you're really emphasizing that execution day by day, and sometimes like, moving forward and just making that progress really just covers for like maybe, those delays that might happen if, it were to take longer. So
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. No, no, this is really looking more into like, truly just magnifying into the operation side of like, yeah, like people think, they could pull out their planners and think that it's going to take what, a month or two or things like that. And you just realize, oh wow, like that's not how it goes. You don't know if the city's gonna, you know, turn
Right.
down roads and not let you in. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's nothing easy. I think
mhm.
even if it sounds easy or simple in theory, I think there's just a lot of little details like, and so it is what it is. Just keep plugging along and just put one foot in front of the other and then just hope for the best.
Hmm. Hmm. Now, since like, the actual physical stores, starting to come to realization, what is something that you kind of always kind of mention to the team as you guys f complete each task that is on the list?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of I don't know if this is good, but like I always basically tell the team it's like it's gonna get harder. It's just that I genuinely that's how I think. It's like I think things are always going to get harder. Like we're going to run into bigger issues. We're going to run into more issues. Like we're going to be stressed. Like we're not going to get enough sleep. Like you're not going to eat. Like it's going to get harder, right? Because like even now is like we are fully in the thick of it, but like there's still some things that we have the luxury of doing. Like I'm not working at the stall, 24/7 yet. Like
Mm,
there's a lot of things that I get to worry about when I have time, and like I still have time. Like tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm basically forcing well, tomorrow's a little bit different, but I basically have, things that I'm doing, but it's on my own accord. Like later down the road, it's not gonna be on my own accord. If I don't do it, the business, there's gonna be no business. So
hmm
I usually tell the team at least like at this point in time, it's like one, it'll be worth it, but also like let's be mentally prepared. Like it's gonna be hard and like it's supposed to be hard. Like it's not if it was easy, then like everybody else would just quit their jobs and start something for nothing, right? It's like it's not supposed to be easy.
Yeah. No, no, I think that's definitely the case. Like people can always, come and give you these feedback, tell you what to do, or maybe be like, oh, that's not going to work. But at the end of the day, what makes the difference is, you guys are, playing the odds and just doing it. And yeah, compared to those people who aren't doing it, I think that's what makes it different, as well. So,
Yeah, that's the goal. I think you just yeah, yeah, I think there will be moments later down the road when things feel good and things feel like they're where they're supposed to be and like things feel, right. But up until then, I think those moments are very fleeting and very few and far in between. So
hmm, hmm. I do want to talk about the finalized menu. What did you guys decide on? Is it the top three that you always had, or is it still going to be the
no,
rotation?
we're gonna do the full six. So we have six in the menu. It's gonna be cheese,
Ooh.
tofu, those are our veggie options. We have the spicy pork, we have bulgogi, and then we have spam and tuna.
Hmm.
So we'll have those six. We might do as we get more settled down and as we start to learn the operation side of things a little bit better, then we might add on like a premium option, like an actual premium option. But like
Hmm.
maybe that like it will be a friendly competition among the team to like figure out like, hey, what's that premium option?
Hmm.
Um, but for now, it's going to be that six plus drinks. Plus, like obviously, we're going to have we have three sauces available. We have the side dish. We have the side pickled radish, and then we also are going to give out Oldenkoek for free for the first probably month or so. So
Hmm.
we get into the winter.
Hmm.
That'll be it. I think just keep it simple. I think we'll still do dessert from Tejido. We're actually going to
Oh.
go, I think this Thursday
Hmm.
to go in and taste it. Uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think that's going to be the menu.
Wow. Wow, that seemed like a full set. I mean, sure, like, you could enjoy those separately as well, but if you think about it, if you go to that one stall, you can get your meal. You could also have a sweet treat at the end and a nice warm soup. So sounds great, especially when the winter comes in Chicago.
That's what we're hoping. That's what we're hoping.
Very cool. Wow. Like yeah, kind of like the insider view. Like I'm guessing you guys have been kind of everyone on the team are probably participating in, doing the different testing for the kimbap, do you guys internally have anyone who's like in charge of a certain like kimbap, or is it just still kind of separated by the ingredients and just packing it off?
No, I will say, I mean, like most of the kimbap rolls, we're still keeping the recipes basically from what I had from the beginning. Tay is actually has made all of our sauces, all of our new
Oh.
sauces. So that's been really fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And then the drinks are sort of the drinks. They're pretty straightforward.
Hmm.
But yeah, I will say most of it's just sort of what we've had in the past and sort of what
Hmm.
we've worked with. And so I think everybody sort of knows them. I think we'll figure out operationally how to make it so like it is as efficient as can be. But yeah, so far that's how it is.
Wow. Um, since like Jimmy's not on this call, maybe we need to have him on next time. But how was it for him to be bringing that machine over to the States? And I guess you'll be able to see it in person soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's good. It finally cleared customs yesterday. We were pretty stressed about it because it was supposed to come last week and it didn't come last week. But
Hmm.
finally cleared customs. It's going to be delivered tomorrow morning.
Wow, just right to the store then. So,
It's going to be delivered to Jimmy's place and then we're going
okay.
to take it to the store.
Okay. Wow, that's huge. That's been a journey to get that. So excited. How about the other equipments are the fridges, I'm guessing, and then maybe the
Yeah.
other
So
parts of it.
the big the pizza prep one is coming tomorrow, like the assembly one. All the
Hmm.
rest of them, it's like it's sort of going to be scattered. We're going to get most of our stuff before opening. There's a couple fridges that we're not going to get until after,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
it'll be fine because those fridges are going to be for like drinks anyway. So
Hmm. Hmm.
we'll make do without it.
Hmm. Cool. And I think I remember us talking about like wholesale, how you had to go talk to these different, places, or actually maybe it was Jungbu. How does that work then? How does the kind of process look like? Do they send it to someone's place, to the exact to the stall? Like how does that work?
Yeah, if you order above a certain amount, some of them will deliver.
Hmm.
As an example, like one of them won't deliver all the way over to us, and
Hmm.
so we
Hmm.
have to figure out like they'll deliver part of the way. So they're like, if you have storage, like maybe we can figure out a way for them to put it in storage, but it's refrigerated products, so
Hmm.
it's a little bit tricky. So there's a chance that like at the beginning I might just go do like grocery runs. The good news is a lot of the ingredients that we make don't expire that fast, and so
Hmm.
have a pretty long shelf life. So I think that'll help.
Oh, okay. So would you say you'd be kind of ordering it on like a demand basis rather than like a
Probably on a weekly basis, especially at the beginning, if we can't really
okay.
judge volume, like we're probably just going to be like, okay, how many do we think we need? And then just order based off that.
Okay. Okay, cool. And would you say it's similar to how you do it right now, or just completely more structured and systemized?
It's similar. It is probably a little bit more structured because we'll know sort of the quantity that we need. Whereas now we essentially know the exact quantity that we need.
Hmm.
But what'll be nice later down the road is like if we have leftovers, then like we can still use it for the next day. Whereas right
Hmm.
now, if we have leftovers, you basically have to toss it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Oh, makes sense. Makes sense. Very cool. I mean, I guess like the team's probably super excited, especially with now, everything painted white. Um, you know, it's literally just the definition of like all the blood, sweat, and tears kind of on that wall in that stall now. So it feels more like, you know, your team's
Hmm.
achievement.
Mhm.
And yeah, no, I mean, sure, like probably have a lot of memories just, being everywhere and all that stress, but yeah, I can't imagine like you walking into that place maybe, day by day and just remember that, oh, like back then it wasn't white, it was something else, and
Yeah.
now it's white, and then oh, now there's a freezer. Oh, maybe there's a new fridge, or maybe
Mhm.
there's like no one there, but then there's like one or two people standing. So no, yeah, I think those are the things that I look forward to, and I think it's the very exciting part of being in this journey. So yeah, no, it seems like the past week have been just a lot of hectic and just, getting to do things and getting it done type of week. But it's cool to see just the painting job done, and now
Yeah.
it is coming to life bit by bit.
Yeah, it's we're actually making solid progress now, getting things.
No, definitely. Wow, super cool. It's been a while since like as a just the pub one of the public being able to have Kimbap. So I'm just looking forward to when we can, line up again and get a takeout box and just
Yeah,
yeah,
I
munch
can't
on.
wait.
So
Yeah, sounds great.
cool, cool. Well, thanks again, Michael. I mean, just I guess gotta keep healthy. Gotta go through all those different things that are gonna come up with the team. So yeah, good luck and excited just for a lot of things. The new design, the food, the new place. So
Thanks so much, man. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
yeah, no, excited. Great. Thank you, Michael. We'll
Sounds
catch
good,
you
man.
next
We'll catch you
week.
next